The heart monitor beeped steady, mechanical, indifferent. I lay there, half-drugged, wires stitched to my skin. The nurse asked if my wife was coming. I didn't answer, because I already knew. I had seen the notification hours earlier when my vision was still blurred, when my hand barely managed to unlock the phone. My wife's sister had tagged me in a photo. A sunlit table, glasses raised, children laughing. Her caption, "Family day without the drama, without me." They hadn't even bothered to hide it. I was reduced to a punchline before the machines finished stabilizing my pulse. And when the nurse dialed her number again, her name glowing on the screen like something holy, she didn't answer, not once. Later, still weak, chest tight, I woke to the vibration of my phone. 44 missed calls. One message. From her. From her father. "We need you. Answer immediately." Need. The word pulsed through me harder than the IV drip. I stared at the ceiling, and I said nothing. At first I told myself it was timing, coincidence. Maybe she hadn't heard. Maybe she was driving. But silence doesn't last days, and laughter doesn't post itself while someone's husband is lying in a hospital bed. I scrolled back through her feed. Photos layered over lies. She looked radiant, like absence fed her, like my collapse was air in her lungs. And then I noticed it, small details, too small to ignore. Her sister always in the frame, her father always nearby, my wife never standing beside me in any of the recent photos. It wasn't neglect, it was deliberate absence. The kind that only blooms when there's something, or someone, else filling the space I once occupied. Every instinct screamed, but instinct is primitive. I wanted proof, so I waited, pretended weakness, pretended gratitude when she finally sent a single sterile text, "Glad you're okay." I didn't reply. Instead, I listened, to the silence between us, to the weight of what wasn't said. The investigation began quietly. My phone records revealed patterns, calls to numbers I didn't recognize, always late, always cut short. Her bank statements told the rest. Withdrawals that didn't match groceries or bills. Hotel names repeating like refrains. And then the photograph. Buried in her sister's public gallery, blurred at the edge. His hand. My wife's wrist. Not a family gesture. Something intimate. Possessive. Her father's comments beneath. Casual. Approving. Almost proud. I didn't confront. Not yet. Phone records. Bank statements. Shadows in her routine. I'd built networks before. Webs of names, numbers, meetings. This time, it was personal. My hands shook only once before the first file opened. After that, calm returned like muscle memory. Patterns emerged. A call at odd hours. A deposit too large to be explained away. Contacts with numbers I recognized. Not lovers, not friends. Former handlers. Operatives tied to the major. She'd sold me, piece by piece. A smile here, a confession there. She'd built a dossier while lying in my bed. I studied her face at night as she slept. Peaceful, innocent, to anyone else. To me, she was a mask stretched tight across treason. Each day, I played the part. The quiet man making breakfast. The one who nodded at her stories, who brushed her cheek with a thumb. But beneath the mask, I catalogued, prepared. I knew it would come to a single moment, the kind where truth arrives like a blade pressed to the throat. And I intended to be the one holding it. The file came through at midnight, encrypted, clean. My contact owed me favors too old to ignore. Her signature, on a transfer of funds. Payment from a Moscow account tied to Lubyanka itself. Not suspicion anymore, not paranoia. Proof. I closed the laptop gently. The room was quiet except for her breathing beside me. I studied her silhouette against the window. "Why?" I whispered into the dark. She stirred. "What?" I slid the folder onto her lap. She opened it, eyes scanning the pages. Blood drained from her face, her lips parting, fumbling for words. "It's not." I cut her off with silence. Silence that weighed more than rage ever could. Her hands trembled. Mine did not. The mask shattered. And for the first time, I saw her as she truly was, an operative, a tool, a liar with soft lips and a hard spine. I did not yell. I did not touch her. I simply stared. And that was enough. The next evening, the wolves returned. They waited in the shadows outside, certain she had delivered me. She watched from the window as I set the envelope on the counter, the same one that had held her betrayal. But this time, it wasn't for her. It was for them. Inside were photographs, recordings, documents tying her to every move they had made. I had fed the web back into itself, poisoning the trap. I opened the door and slid the folder across the threshold. "Payment," I said, "from your informant." Their leader scanned the first page. His jaw tightened. His gun lowered. He looked at her, then back at me. Understanding burned between us. She gasped, "No!" But it was too late. They dragged her out into the night. Not me, her. Her cries followed for a while, then faded. I closed the door, poured myself the coffee I never got to finish. The house was quiet again. I sat alone at the table, the cup steaming in my hands. No anger, no sorrow, just clarity. She had thought love made me weak, that affection dulled the blade. She had mistaken silence for blindness. But silence is what saves you. Silence is the mask, the armor, the blade hidden until it's too late to stop. Some betrayals burn, others scar. This one simply ended. I drank the coffee, bitter, strong, unforgiving, the kind of taste you don't forget, like the scar on the major's neck, like the memory of Grozny. And when they asked again about my retirement, I would have the same answer. Retirement is for men who forget. I remember everything.